Taurus, my name is Audrey Alison, and this is your February forecast. There is a lot happening, so I'm jumping right in. For example, your ruling planet, Venus, just went direct on January 31st after about a 40-day retrograde. I think it was December 21st when she retrograded. Now Venus, your ruling planet, this will definitely be affecting you. She governs love and your finances. And she's now direct in Capricorn, which would be your 9th house of long-distance travel, faraway locations, philosophy, religion, adventure. The 9th house is governed by Sagittarius, and usually that could mean someone who is on the go and wants to experience new adventures and explore. So you might have been on hold in any long distance travel for the last 40 days, or it didn't really come to fruition like you had planned. But now that Venus is going direct, you could find that this 9th house is now working for you. You know, maybe, for example, your religion or religious ideas might have been questioned, or your philosophies on life. You may have had to reflect and reevaluate where you were headed with that, or what you naturally would believe in. Also, Mercury, planet of communication and local travel and speech and writing and technologies, is now going direct in Pisces on the 31st as well. Mercury goes into Pisces on the 31st, which Pisces for you is the 11th house. This is friends and groups and organizations and clubs. You could be communicating with your friendships much better during this time. You could also, and your hopes and dreams and wishes are also the 11th house. And Mercury going in to that area, into Pisces, could instigate more talk and communication about your dreams and how you'd like to approach them. But hold off just a second on implementing this with any strict action right now, because we will have a Mercury retrograde on February 6th through the 28th is the total retrograde. However, Mercury retrogrades from the 6th through the 12th in this 11th house sector in Pisces, and then it retrogrades deeper and goes back a sign into Aquarius from the 12th through the 28th to finalize it. And that is in, let's see, going into Aquarius, that would be your 10th house. You know, I think that Taurus, you don't have it as bad in a Mercury retrograde, especially this one, because of where you're affected. I want to say that, if anything, hold off a little bit on having large and major discussions with your friends or friendships at this time. Or if you have to speak in front of a group, public speaking might be a little bit dodgy through the last 3 weeks of February, for the whole month. Because actually Mercury does have a shadow period that I like to have it clear comfortably. I wouldn't do any public speaking in front of groups or rehash anything with friendships and clubs right now for February. It's just not working with you. The energies might be working against you some. So you might have to end up redoing this speech or having a do-over at some juncture there. But it's not a drastic retrograde for you. It's not hitting your money sectors, and it's not hitting, you know, family or health. Your 6th house isn't even activated this month, which is amazing. The 6th house of health. You're in the clear there. So just watch out for the retrograde in regards to friendships, and in regards to, career is the 10th house. Now the second half of that retrograde, if you're looking for work, this might work against you. It's better to stay put during the last 2 weeks of February, or don't expect quick changes in that area. March 1st is another story. March is a very active month for your career, Taurus. But right now, there's a little bit of pause. You're a little bit on hold in that area. On the 14th of February, we have a full moon. Happy Valentine's Day. And this is 26 degrees Leo. I love the sign of Leo. I am a Leo rising. But it just represents the 5th house, which is the best house of fun, creative magic, creative energy, romance, light-hearted, fiery, feisty kind of fun. And it could also mean sports and leisure and pleasure activities. So this full moon will be in Leo, but it's affecting your 4th house of family and foundation. This illuminates a lot of light in this area. Now, with a Mercury retrograde, I wouldn't suggest signing leases for new apartments at any rate, but your mind will be active in maybe planning or plotting these new seeds or beginnings of this, maybe a move or redecorating the home or reestablishing the home and who's in it. That could be implemented in March, but this full moon will activate that for you. On the 18th of February, the sun is going into Pisces, and like it does every February. But Pisces for you, Taurus, is your 11th house of friendships again. This is groups and clubs and organizations. So the 11th house is actually highlighted for you a lot in February. The people around you, your dreams, your deep goals, having the sun shining there in the 11th house. The second half of February would be great to just start planning, not implementing yet because of that retro. But you know, a lot of people don't live their lives around a Mercury retrograde. I know I've learned many lessons because Mercury is my ruling planet, to take it easy during those times. But for you, Taurus, you know, Venus is your gal, and Venus is now direct. So this energy isn't holding you up as much as other signs. Lucky you. But the sun will affect that 11th house, and new friendships might come into play here too. The sun will make your interactions with people warmer and good in general. On the 25th, we're ending the month. We still have these obnoxious squares that we're dealing with. We've got the Uranus-Pluto square that's in effect until 2015 mid. A couple of squares actually, but there's one thing that caught my eye looking over the planetary transits, and it's that Pluto, even though Pluto's in Capricorn right now, it's sextiling Chiron in Pisces. So this will affect your 9th, Capricorn's your 9th house, Pisces is your 11th house. Again, this 11th house, this friendships, your dreams is activated again. And a sextile is a positive aspect. So Pluto sextiling Chiron, the asteroid, the wounded healer, will sextile your 9th to your 11th house. 9th house of faraway, distant places. You could have friendships from afar, cross country, even abroad would be even better. 9th house is abroad or overseas. But sometimes it just means the longer distance. It's people not in your neighborhood. You could have contact with people that you haven't in a while. Pluto tends to be a deep-seated, very cold and deep, dark planet. Governs Scorpio, which they never forget anything. You could have contact from someone from afar on the 25th of February, around that area, give or take a day or two. Most people, when they email me, or I get messages from a lot of YouTubers and clients and people looking at my website, they want to know why something didn't happen on that exact day, but it happened, you know, in the week. Well, planets, their movement is an exact science. However, the seeds they plant or the energies that they swirl and manifest can't be pinpointed to the hour in how we receive them. Also, we're human beings. I mean, we are made of their energy, but it could take a minute for things to manifest and come to us. So give that a minute. If it's not exactly on the 25th, you'll find that 9th and 11th house eventually will make sense in the last week of February for you. Let's see, what else do we have? 26th, Jupiter is squaring Uranus. That will affect, Jupiter is in Cancer and will be until July 17th, I think, or July 16th of this year. Then it goes into Leo. But Cancer is your 3rd house, and let's see, Uranus is in Aries, and that is your 12th house, Taurus. So between your 3rd and your 12th house, this is affected. Communications and psychic ability, local travel and spirituality. You could find a new regime in that area. You could be going short distances to practice meditations or to investigate your psychic self. You could be going getting tarot readings, but you should check my website out if you're doing that. I'll give you a reading. But that seems like that's how the month is going to end, with the sextile with Pluto and Chiron and the square with Jupiter and Uranus. I do want to pull a few cards for you and see what the tarot aspect of February will bring for you, Taurus. Let's see what's up. Okay, I have two cards that I'm pulling. I have the Moon, and I love this card too, the Eight of Cups. Okay, so the Moon is giving me a timeline, and the Moon is actually governed by Pisces and Cancer. And Pisces for you, oh, we have that Sun going into Pisces. We also have Mercury going into Pisces and then retrograding in Pisces. What do they want? Basically, around the time of the full moon, on the 14th of February, you can look forward to being very happy in your creative endeavors and your natural work regime. There could be a new variety in your work. The 10th house, this card rules. Oh, and Mercury will be retrograde the second half in that 10th house. Give your work routine, your daily duties and your responsibilities, give them a minute to play out through February, because I feel that the full moon is going to trigger a variety for you in a good way, and that'll be taking place and effective in March, because like I said, you do have a lot of career activity and opportunity in March. February is more about thinking, getting your thoughts aligned, not really signing too many contracts or leases or new work papers, or even like health insurance papers. I think you should hold off, and it's really not a good time to get your taxes done in the retrograde. You might want to wait until the beginning of March for that. But anyway, this has been your forecast. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Audrey Alison, and if you'd like a reading with me, like to book with me, reach me at audreyallison.com, and I'm also on Facebook, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. Thanks so much, Taurus. Have a sweet day, and I will see you next month.